Hello and welcome to the Late Apex. In this week's show, we are going to be discussing the DDoS attacks which have been plaguing iRacing in recent days. We'll also be discussing Rennsport's open beta release, long awaited, long overdue open beta release. DLCs being released for LMU, or at least the plan for the DLCs being released for Le Mans Ultimates. A little bit of news about the ADAC Sim Racing Expo, the final round of ESLR1, and the reintroduction of the IMSA Esports Global Championship. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is David Sampson, and we'll be discussing all of those topics because they're the biggest things that have been happening in the last week of sim racing news. David, how are you this evening?
Very Daytona. I did Daytona for 2 weeks ago, Daytona this week. We just broadcast the Daytona race, so and at 7 in the morning tomorrow, I've got a Daytona 24. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a new week. Maybe, oh no, I'll be doing Daytona on Monday as well. Yeah, I'm just feeling very Daytona-y, which isn't a bad thing. It's just tough out there.
You haven't got bored of it yet?
I miss the days of LMS and draft and GTEs. Of course I do. Nowadays it is qualifying and fuel saving.
Sure.
That's the only two things you're focusing on.
Yeah.
That's it. So I don't mind it. It's just a different challenge.
Whenever it comes to Daytona, it always reminds me of the short that is our second biggest short, 7.3k views of me slagging off Daytona 24.
Yep.
And brings back good memories. So let's have a chat about the headline for this week, iRacing and the DDoS attacks. You know more about this than me because you know about computers, and this is
computers.
This is computers.
Yep.
But it's been quite bad. Some people are attacking or disrupting iRacing, and yeah, it's played havoc with quite a few events on iRacing, quite a few official series.
Yes, so obviously for our less computer peoples, DDoS is a denial of service, distributed denial of service. It's to overload something with requests. Very clever way of. No, I don't want to give credit to these script kiddies. The technique is clever, but unfortunately the application's very easy with just it's like ordering Twitch views, a Twitch bot.
Sure.
It's unfortunately as easy as that. But obviously this does look like a targeted attack because iRacing's been around many years, and I think their networking is pretty robust. So they've obviously found iRacing's never going to reveal what's happening, but they found a way, a vulnerability, a weakness in the connection between client and the service running clean. So in the reports, they are pulling people out of holiday. iRacing have said like they were taking this serious. They're calling people out of holiday. But yeah, I just happened to watch a couple of streams where I saw people get disconnected from qualifying. You don't think much of it. But then you start noticing a lot of chat that lots of people did. And then you realize no one was left in the race. And then people were reconnecting and going on to win a race. Other people were losing hundreds of hours. This happened a few times on a few streams. Yeah. And then iRacing came forward and faced it. I think it was like 7 or 8 outages, I think, in total.
Sure.
Ranging from big to small, I think they said. It's not an easy problem to patch.
I guess is it a whole infrastructure thing in terms of like?
Yeah, it is.
You gotta like rework a lot of stuff in order to make it invulnerable to those attacks.
Correct. There's not like something, because there's nothing you can do on the machine to fix a DDoS because it's being overloaded on the network around it. Like, there's nothing on the machine that can fix it. So it's all the network infrastructure and your IPs and your DNS and your load balancers, and like any part of that getting overloaded is a huge problem. Quick story, funny story, relevant story. One of my first businesses I ever started, long time ago, I used to work in like websites and SEO and stuff. I had a massive success. I was out with staff who was getting steak, celebrating a good couple of months. Yahoo, back in the day when Yahoo were a big deal, had featured one of our websites in on their homepage, like a news article thing. So I was about to say checking our phones. It was not phones. Phones, finding out about traffic.
Yeah.
And we I ordered a couple of bottles of wine because the money was going to be brilliant, to the point where it brought the server down.
Ah, okay.
Not a DDoS, but essentially similar principle. The hosting provider of our website pulled the website because we breached the agreement after an hour. So, lesson learned.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of money that day. And Yahoo pulled it because the site was going to a 404.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well, at least
not
you had
easy
some
to
wine
patch.
to drink.
It was good wine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I still covered the wine bill, but I was kind of hoping for wine plus lots of money. Turned
Sure.
out to just be the wine in the end.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so not an easy thing to fix. And I say these attackers have definitely found a vulnerability. Please have the day off tomorrow, though, guys. Just like I've got 24 to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Go
Like,
play Mario Kart or something.
yeah, attack on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. Do what you want. But
after 9.
you know, just for me, I'm doing an IndyCar race tomorrow. So if you could just 6 o'clock at midday,
Oh.
just don't touch it.
You're doing like the special, I don't know what it's called, the big one.
I guess it's called the iRacing IndyCar series. I think that's the name.
Not the hourly one, but the.
Yeah, like the once every couple of weeks one.
Yeah, that looks fantastic. Good luck. But yeah, so there's not much to report. iRacing obviously are coming out in front of it, pulling people off holiday, and they're trying to patch. I say, I think it's just a small vulnerability on their chain of network, but I'm guessing here. But I mean, if this was easy to do, it would have been done before. iRacing's been going a very long time, and most big ACC events are just brought down. So this is probably ACC getting their own back.
Well, credit to iRacing that this happens so rarely.
Yeah.
So yes.
The races stayed official, by the way. There was lots of debate, lots of protests, lots of inquiries. Races stayed official.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Let's move on to Rennsport. There is the open beta is being released next week, 10th of July. You'll be able to drive Rennsport. It will be available for, I believe, for free. We're still not sure what the payment plan is, but it is a beta still, but it is an open beta. Bizarre it's taken this long, but at least it's finally a thing which is going to break down some barriers for the people who do want to drive it.
So you know more than me, because you've said Nord's hinted?
Yes, so this is an article from overtake.gg, and in that article they linked the YouTube clip.
Oh, I've not watched this. Oh, no, I think I saw a second of it.
Like, well, all you need is a second, and it's Nords.
Ah, good spot.
Oh, I didn't spot it. I watched this, and then I had to read the article to say,
Oh, yeah, look.
it is Nords.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Nords. Okay, so the second question then. We're flying through this, but I'll come back around. VR, question mark. Where did that come from?
So, again, this is from Overtake. They had a tweet which was from Randy Magruder. VR support question mark, and Rennsport had sent back a smiley face. I don't think that really says too much, but
It could be saying cool story, bro.
Rumors. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. Nice thinking, man. But Nords is weird. I didn't expect that. They haven't got many circuits, and Nords take some plans. But you know more about this than me again. But is there the possibility that they could? Obviously, you can buy scans of circuits, but you still got to model the circuit yourself.
Mhm.
Would it be a potential, seeing that like ACC runs Unreal as well? Could some of the work already be done, or seeing that it's a different graphics engine that it's going to be?
No, but if they have R Factor 2 devs and they're using the R Factor tire model with the physics, then it isn't so hard. Like, it's not a lot of work. It's just expense and then hooking it in. So I don't think it's the biggest amount of work. I do think it's a weird choice because this game's known for one thing, small grids.
Small grids, sprint races.
And you've just put the biggest track that GT's ever go around. So, I mean, I'm not down for a 20-car race on the Nordschleife for 2 laps. Yeah, that sounds terrible. And they've just added LMDHs, and I saw the LMDH in the trailer going around the track. LMDH, so yeah, strange choice. They just seem a bit jumbled. I don't like I didn't mind. Wasn't a big fan of how they started, but they were like, at least they stuck to it. They're like, all right, we're esport. This is how we're starting. We're starting with ESL, the biggest tournament on the planet, $1 million prizes. We're only adding GT3s and we're only adding Grand Prix tracks. Okay, good stuff. Then they were like, oh, you can also build your own tracks. Oh, and now we're racing up a made-up circuit. And then we're adding LMDHs, but we're not going to use them. Oh, yeah, we did add TCRs, but let's not talk about it. Like,
Sure.
it was all a bit...
GT4's doing it as well now, aren't they?
Oh, I don't
And,
know.
yeah,
They
like,
don't...
I think there's one GT4, or maybe that's next release that's coming. But yeah,
Because you can make focused and niche good. It can seem weird at the beginning, but they could have...
LMU.
Yeah, they haven't even... They're not diverse either. It's just confusing.
Well, it's unrealistic to be that diverse when you got games like AC and iRacing, which have been around for years and years and years. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. That is Rennsport. So, yeah, if you want to drive it, which this is like a good move. It's just so weird that it's taking this long. But, like, yeah, if someone has the spur of the moment, think, oh, you know what, that looks pretty cool, I'm going to drive it. And then they get told, well, you got to submit for a key. Obviously, that person's going to lose interest in a week and they're not going to drive it. So, like, it's so good that people can just go, I want to drive Rennsport, download it. I don't know, half an hour later, once they've downloaded and installed it, they're racing. That's a good thing. So, at least they're improving.
Yeah, Alan in chat said he totally forgot about this game.
Yes. We know a lot about it because of ESLR1, and we will be discussing that later on. But that's the thing that's keeping it relevant, at least for a section of the simulation.
Correct.
Community.
I always forget how much I know compared to
yeah
what my community knows, because I'm here, I support, I'm watching the races. I know a lot about the contact model, and like it's crazy. But yeah, I get it. It's just not a widely adopted thing.
So let's discuss LMU, Le Mans Ultimate. They have this isn't like groundbreaking news, but it gives us a bit more clarification in terms of how they're going to release their DLCs. Now, of course, if you're not familiar, Le Mans Ultimate currently has some of the tracks from this season, and then also a bunch of they've got some of the LMHs. They got the
GTEs.
the LMP2, and they got the GTEs. Now, obviously, this year, WEC changed to the GT3s, so they need to add 9 GT3s to the car, to the game. They need to add a few GTPs, and they've got some liveries as well that they need to add for the P2s. So, in order to give this stuff out, they're going to release 4 DLCs across the year, or to the end of the year. The first one is coming this month, which will include IMSA and the BMW LMH. We knew that the LMH was coming, but IMSA has also been confirmed will be added. Of course, we're still missing Kota, Interlagos, and Qatar.
Yep.
In terms of the tracks, they'll be added later on in the year.
When that's not confirmed, IMSA's confirmed. Qatar, Kota, and Interlagos is me saying these must be.
Well, I think they've confirmed, or at least, they've confirmed that they're aiming to get all the 24 content out by the end of the year. Now, they also said that they are likely going to release the LMHs first, and then the GT3s will be coming at the end of the year. But, I mean, it will all be staggered, and there's going to be 4 DLCs, so stuff will come out in each patch, I guess, when it becomes available.
To answer Alan's Alan's question in chat about are they going to milk it or be free, on the GT3 front, they are adding all 9: the Aston, the BMW, the Ferrari, the McLaren 720S, the Lambo Evo 2, the Ford Mustang, the Lexus, the Vet, and the Porsche. I mean, that's a full deck of cards. We're understanding that they're going to give 2 away for free, which I suspect to be the BMW and Porsche.
I mean, I'd guess
yeah,
Porsche.
I think the BMW and Porsche will be the free. I think we're 100% sure it's the BMW, and then 90% sure it's the Porsche, I imagine, out of those.
Maybe the Ferrari, I guess.
No Audi, obviously no Audi, but yeah, obviously. Yeah, so they're giving away 2 GT3s for free. You'll be able to compete in all the GT3 races, but for free. Obviously, you can only use those 2 cars if you not bought the content, or if you want to compete in the LMHs on the they're not going to restrict what you can compete in on paid. They're just going to restrict what you can drive. Raphael's asking what we're talking about. Le Mans Ultimate at the moment. We just talked about Rennsport. We're talking about the LMU plan on their 4 DLCs for the coming year.
Yes. They also said that you can get so yeah, you're gonna have to purchase each of these DLCs for money, but you can also get a season pass, which will get you all four for a discounted price.
I don't like that word. When you say it, I hear Fortnite.
What was it? Season pass.
Yeah. See, again, picturing
Sure.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Well, I guess you have it in ACC as well. The season pass. You don't really, do you?
Just DLCs, pointless
It's
ones.
just
Like,
individual DLCs.
you want these GT4s that no one drives and no one will drive? For money? It's like, I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm interested to see how the GT3 drives. I mean, dropping 9, I suppose technically we should call them LM GT3s because they will have the virtual energy and hybrids, the virtual fuel to bop them. That's how they do it in WEC.
Okay.
Virtual energy. And you can't run out of that, or it's confusing. If you run out of virtual energy in qualifying, you get like a penalty and stuff. So yeah, we already have it in the LMHs, yeah. But yeah, so what is it? 4 new prototypes.
One of the Peugeot's got to be redone because it
Yeah.
added a rear wing to it. I'm not sure how many GTPs there are, but yeah, I think it's like 3 or 4.
Let me see
are
what they
gonna be
said.
added.
Oh, I said so 9 GT3s, 7 part of the DSC, 2 for free, 4 or 5 new tracks. I wasn't sure, but I think it is 4 because I think they were talking about Imola, and 4 hypercars. So yes, I assume the Lamborghini, the new Peugeot. I can't think off the top of my head. And then the smaller, like not the smaller teams like the Glickenhaus, those sort of outfits. I think.
So yeah, if you're a fan of Imola, that will be a good
I
addition.
love Imola.
LMU. I think everyone likes Imola, right? It's a really good track.
Not iRacers because the off tracks.
Lots
of people I know lots of people are just like, oh, Imola, I'm not racing that. I love the track. Like in Porsche Cup or something, it's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hyundai, Alan said Hyundai started an LMH and LMDH program.
Isn't there rumours that Hyundai are going to join F1 or something?
I've heard that before.
But I mean, I don't follow F1 news really, so I might be wrong on that.
Oh, Imola? I'm not racing that.
Yeah, Thomas Hansen, not a fan of Imola. You're missing out, Thomas. One of the best circuits in the world. Let's next talk about... actually, I want to talk about next IMSA Esport Global Championship. It's back. So if people aren't familiar, IMSA Esport Global Championship, it's like it's the IMSA Esports Championship, and it's held on iRacing. It's been going on for the last couple of years. It's usually quite a short calendar, and this year is no different. It is 4 rounds. There's a 25k prize pool, that's in dollars, and so we're using GTP and GTD cars, which I think is the same as last season. Season 1 they had TC cars, TCR cars, I think.
2 years ago, I nearly snuck into this.
Yeah?
Nearly.
Well, can you not drive for Tony's team?
That's how I nearly snuck in. Long story, but yeah.
Well, he was in it last season as well. I think he got a wild card last season.
Yep. Yeah, he did, yeah.
But he didn't make the cut.
I have done too many of these things sneaking in. The hype and anticipation is fantastic for selling a show, but is a difference between... How can I say? I don't want to wreck these guys' races, and they're so good, you're even going to get lapped.
Sure.
I've competed in Sim Cups before, where I have, I've been in the comps with Apex teams because, I mean, I am out there, I'm impacting things.
Sure.
Like, yeah, so it's really tough. When they're fighting for money and stuff, it doesn't feel right for me because, there's a difference racing fast guys and prepped esport guys, completely different.
Sure.
So, yeah. I'm good.
So the circuits being used for this year is Road Atlanta, Indianapolis, Sebring, and Daytona, which I think is the same as last season. The qualifying, interestingly, for this season, this is the big change, is based on an iRacing time attack.
Yeah.
So that anyone can take part. So I think basically iRacing will have like a hosted thing, and you can join whenever you want, and then you drive your fastest lap possible, and I guess as a team you get an average lap time and whoever's got the best lap times get in. There are like 4 secure spots, or maybe it's 2 secure spots, which are for like Redline and Coanda, I think, who won the title last season in the GTP and GTD classes. So that's fixed, they're in, but I think there's 55 spaces available.
So, counter to what I just said, me and Mark have already spoke. We are gonna.
You're gonna go for it.
Yeah, but obviously no aspirations of getting. But
I
we are gonna put
mean,
everything into the time attack.
I could see it being one of those things where people like underplay it. I think if you put a lot of effort into it, you might like accidentally get in.
So yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22. My 2 arguments I've made, but no, I mean,
if you're in the top 55, you're
correct.
there. Like
Different if we earned it. If we put the prep in and earn it.
I mean, if you're 47, then there's 8 teams who are less good than you.
Less good.
Yeah,
Good save.
I was going to say you evaded the word.
Less good. So yeah, we're gonna go through the phases with the time attack and see what we can do on it for sure.
Do you know what this whole thing about the car shootout? Because it says teams that qualify from the time attack will then participate in a car shootout with other qualifying teams to determine which car they will use during the 2024 IMSA Esports Global Championship season.
It sounds like you get to bid and your time gets you to pick
something
first.
like you go, I want Audi.
Yeah, and then there's
20 other cars go for it. 20 other teams go for Audi, and it's like the 5 fastest teams.
Correct. That's what
the
I
Audi.
picture. I don't think you're actually driving. I think it's more like a bidding in order.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a bit weird. Let's yeah.
Yeah. But obviously that's a bit of an awkward one for esports teams. I mean, Apex is associated with Mercedes, and of course you got Porsche Coanda, you got BS competition with BMW, you got
Set a fast time then.
teams.
Set a fast time then. You won't have no trouble picking.
Well, Mercedes are affiliated with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And if they're only allowing 5 cars.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're going to have to be quick. We're going to have to beat, Williams and the official Mercedes team.
Alan's got a good question. It's the same old boring pizza again today. He knows me, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We were talking about this today, about how boring I am at choices.
Well, I'm really boring because I can't have anything.
Yeah.
Like, because I have to have vegetables. It's just what combination of vegetables. And then in case of, I'll have a few more of this vegetable. So it's very boring for me. So no, you're all right, Alan. Boring pizzas today.
It was, yeah.
2 hour 40-minute races, by the way. I think they had safety cars both seasons, which is quite good. It's a good championship, very competitive championship. All the best teams take part in it. Shame that IMSA just don't get behind it. Like 25 grand, it's like, what's that?
Yeah.
So
it is my favourite brand of racing, though, in all of sim racing. I think IMSA.
Sure. Yeah.
Although they need to be careful because WEC is they got the game. It's picking up TV times. Everything about WEC is on the up and up. So they need to focus.
Last sim racing news is ADAC Sim Racing Expo. There has been an initial exhibitors list. It will be grown too, but a few details about it in case anyone's thinking of going. It's on the 18th to 20th of October. It's in Dortmund. It's €22 for the day or €55 for the weekend. And then a few of the brands which are confirmed to be there: Race Room, Track Racer, Logitech, Thrustmaster, Gomez, and SimuCube.
No eSport competition.
There's no esports competition.
Oh man, that was a cool gun in the background, like all the teams competing. There was a big screen.
I guess they were just hemorrhaging money with it.
So, because it used to be at the racetrack, it used to be at the North.
Used to be at
so racing was going on, and then it was eSport competition with them going on.
Yeah, it was during like Fanatec GT or whatever it's called now.
Oh, that's where, of course, the infamous story of Johnny Vecchio's steering wheel. That's where it got stolen.
I'm not familiar with that story.
Yeah, he's wheel that, it's his wheel. He's brought it to the competition and he put it down by next to his rig after a race and it got taken.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, very horrible story.
Because whenever we've taken like rigs to Autosport and stuff, it's like someone's always got to have their eyes on the rig.
I'm like that with my pizza.
Sure, yeah.
I see Lewis walking by. I'm like, whoa, keep walking. Yeah,
Uh,
I'll be going. Are you going to the next?
I'm not going, but yeah, you are going. What were you?
I missed the
looking
last
forwards
one.
to?
The people. I've
Sure.
seen all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind. Was it 2 years ago? I missed the last one. I went to the one before, and I couldn't go to the one before because of pandemic or whatever it was. I get confused in the years. Um, I wanted to try the motion rigs this time. That was my focus on.
There are going to be a lot of motion rigs. Yeah.
And in the end, I just got sick of it. Like, you're just being lobbed around the seat.
Yeah.
They're like putting it on maximum to really show you the effects. It's like, yeah, thanks. I feel beaten up after a lap of Silverstone. Great.
Sure.
I don't know. It's immersion's great, but if immersion takes away from the actual driving, then I'm just disinterested completely.
Well, I find, at least in the rigs downstairs, it's really tough. Like my body hurts, my legs hurts, my back hurts, my arms get tired. I don't need the extra movement. I'm already battered enough when I'm driving. So yeah,
I wouldn't mind
agree.
trying a motion rig on, like, okay, mate, can you dial this down? Let's just make it like ABS. Like, I don't want to just, yeah, this is a bumpy trap Sebring. Great. Can we stop the bumping now? I don't want to feel that. I know it's bumpy. The screen's moving up and down. Yeah.
There are a couple of competitions which are iRacing Digital GT 500 competition, but I think it's like an online thing which ends during the Sim Racing Expo. And I think the commentary team might be at the Sim Racing Expo, but everyone drives online. And I think the Aztec Sim Sports Community Trophy, which is on ACC and is for non-pros, I think that might be the same thing. So, yes. But yeah, do if you're interested in going, and if you want to check out the list of people who are going to be there is a list over.
But you've got no plans on being there?
No. Yeah, I'm not that fussed about hardware and stuff,
Yeah.
and I work with sim racers, so in terms of seeing more sim racers,
You want less.
yeah,
That's what you want. A holiday where I see less sim races.
yeah. So
Fair enough.
so that's sim racing news completed. Quick word on Apex Racing Academy, by the way, because you should definitely subscribe or get a subscription. I guess does count as subscribing. But yeah, you can see the link, apexracingac.com. I just wanted to let people know, of course, about the group coaching sessions that we have, because I think these are often underused by even people who have their subscriptions. But for GT Sprints, you can get coaching from Salva Talents on a Monday evening, Porsche Cup covered by Michael Yanni on a Wednesday, and then the IMSA iRacing series on a Wednesday as well by Owen Carroll and Salva Talents.
So Yanni's keeping that up.
He is.
Oh, excellent.
I think, when was this posted? Oh, no, maybe that's out of date. I think I think he is still doing it though.
Okay.
Or no, I think it might be Luke McCarran. Apologies. Luke is covering the Porsche now, so I think Luke
okay.
might be doing those.
Luke's not bad. I mean, he's,
Oh, he's all right.
He's all right. Yeah.
He's all right. Yeah. So yeah, do check out ARA. Also, just a reminder as well, when it comes to Apex Racing Simulators, we're at the Sim Centre, but if you want to head down to Corby, you can use our rigs for half an hour for free if you're looking to get some VRS Direct Force Pro pedals. So we absolutely do recommend heading down to the Sim Centre if you're based in the Midlands.
Wait, is the clutch purple spring? I've never noticed it before.
Yes.
Huh. I need to look at it again properly.
And that one's you. Do you use blue spring or red spring?
What, the Rennsport one or the iRacing spring? I use the iRacing spring, the hard one, the red one.
Oh, really?
I've never even used the blue.
Okay, maybe you're stronger legs than me, but like
Heavy.
I don't like the red. I really don't like the red. It hurts my hip because I have to put like so much weight into
You should use your foot, not your hip.
Okay, lesson learned.
No, yeah, I definitely use the red. I run my rig, my seat as low as possible, and my pedals high as possible. I'm not saying I'm in a formula position, but I'm maxing out what you would class a GT position anyway.
Sure. Yeah. It was the final round of ESLR1 earlier today.
Final round of the drivers.
Final round of the drivers. This sets the grid because you're either in the terminology that I use, either you're in the top 9, which I call heaven, because you get straight through into day 2.
Of the LAN event.
Of the LAN event. Or you're in hell, which is 21 down to 48, which means that you're not in the Drivers' Championship anymore, you're being eliminated, or you're in purgatory, where you are in 10 to 20. I think they should use that as the official names. But if you're in purgatory, then it's not decided. You go to the event, and then day 1 you do a race, and if you're in the top 3 in that race, you get through to day 2. So
now the people, you're probably wondering why the people in hell are even going to the LAN event is because everyone competes in the teams competition.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the people that don't are just watching on the first 2 days the drivers compete in the drivers' chamber.
Exactly. Yeah. So for our drivers, it was all to play for. They could all move about in their classes.
Kev went into it second in the drivers' championship.
And of course, you do want to be higher up in the drivers. Like 1 to 9 is fairly even, but like if you're first, then you have more points going into the LAN. So that was important. However, he did not have a good time of it. I didn't actually see the incident, but
Kev's race.
I heard a lot about it.
Spa T1, it went 4 wide behind him. They all come together. One guy spun sideways, shoved the Porsche in front, that then concertinaed and hit Kev in on the entry of 1, and Kev went spinning. So went from second to last.
Yeah.
Which is not helpful in a short sprint race at Spa.
No, it is not. So he was that in the quarterfinals?
Yes, sorry, that was the quarterfinal. Yeah,
I can't quite see him at the moment, or maybe I'm being thick. But also went out. So in the first quarterfinal, we had Jamie. He finished in 4th.
That was a good
Second
result.
quarterfinal, we had
Jimmy. Was it in the second one?
Jimmy was in the second one. He finished 7th.
Yeah, he just got swamped.
Jimmy's best result of the season, only just behind like Dara McCormack, which is sort of demonstrates just how
he had pace this week. Just got absolutely swamped at the beginning of the race, and it just didn't go his way.
Absolutely. And then in the 3rd race, Johan finished 4th, and then in the 4th race, Kev finished 11th, which is a massive shame for Kev. But I think he's still in heaven, so I think he's all right.
Do you know, Max Benecke got pole. Max Benecke won the race. Kev, finished 1,000th off Benecke in qualifying. Kev's been flying.
Sure.
So that must be
his best circuit as well.
Yeah. So it must have been super disappointing.
Really disappointing. Then in this first semi-final, Jamie got eliminated, unfortunately, and in the second semi-final, Johan got eliminated.
I didn't get to see this because we were doing the broadcast.
Johan had a technical issue. I'm not sure if it was whose fault it was, but I think he had a technical issue. He posted something in the Discord, which I think looked technical. So, so none of them got into the final. However, I think the consistency for Jamie and Johan, who pretty much got to this semi-final every week and then got eliminated, that's enough. They're in purgatory, so they'll go to Saudi with hopes of getting through. And I'm pretty sure Kev is still safe in the top 9.
Yeah, I was going to see if
scoring barely any points.
I was going to see if the points have been updated. They have not.
I've checked the Twitter as well, and it hasn't.
Still showing Kev second, but yeah.
Josh Rogers won all 3 races.
Oh.
Did he win all 3 races? I'm not sure.
Wait, he didn't win the quarter.
Okay, maybe it was all 3 rounds. He was 3 from 3 in something.
Wow.
So he is the man to beat. This was a good battle. So this is McCormack and Benecke battling. But here comes Rogers through the middle.
Yoink! I tell you what, I saw a good move in one of the quarterfinals, the one where Baldwin, he won the race. Out of a rouge under the straight, he managed to put a move on, overtake 2 cars in 1 corner. Go on to win. Good battle indeed.
Yeah, Spa's one of the, is probably the best race circuit that they visit. So yeah, positive stuff. So Jimmy unfortunately misses out, but and Kev I think is through, and then Jamie and Johan are in the middle. It's high pressure. It's a shame that that's the format for this season. Would have just been way better if they just did 6 driver rounds. They didn't even need to do the team rounds. Would have been a more representative
Yeah, I agree.
front
Doesn't
group.
doesn't make much sense to me either.
And some of the drivers that they got beat in the next round. I think Kazorbon, I think, had a real strong round. A few of the, can't remember what they're called now, but the old RHG team, a couple of them were out.
Vitality.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I think a couple of them will be in purgatory as well, and they're going to be hard to beat. And they're very strong drivers, and they got to finish in the top 3 out of 12. So
Yeah, Vitality.
I mean, if one of them does it, absolutely brilliant work from them, and they could earn some nice money from that. And of course, the final will be at the Esports World Cup. I think that's towards the end of September. So
Yeah,
we've
it's
got a
weird
while
because
to break.
I saw some marketing for the Esports World Cup, and I clicked on it, and you see all the biggest games in the universe, and then you see the Rennsport logo, and it is, well, ESLR1. It's odd for me, like that's on that stage. You know, it hasn't really
Sure.
sunk in for me. Has not sunk in. Yeah, I think they put up a marketing piece, just all the logos, and nothing to do with racing. Yeah.
Towards the end of August, apologies, 22nd of August, the series is back. So, oh, I didn't look at ARTV clips. I don't think there were any ARTV clips. But early next week, we will be posting the compilation video. So
Ooh.
I do recommend checking that out. But of course, oh, and actually, no, we will watch this because I remember this. Yeah, here we go.
Sort of stationary time in their pit stall. Siri, oh my goodness.
Oh my God, we
What
got
have we
Carl
just
on
made?
his slid.
Is that Jamie?
That's the Evolve
Yes.
Racing 57. Oh my God. What
So
in
that
the
was
hell?
a mess under the safety car.
Yoicks.
Top quality stuff. That was the European Sports Car Championship. Lots of cautions in that. I think came down to like a 2-lap shootout in the end because of all the cautions. So yeah, fun race. I think Jamie had a good time commentating it with Ron Morns. And of course, just a reminder as well that we've got Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup coming up next week, along with also Apex Racing Academy Super Formula Lights. Do check that out, and you can still sign up now. That pretty much rounds out me. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, there was lots of news to talk about, but it was just short stories, right? So it felt like we flew through everything.
Eventually, we will get this down to 10 minutes, I think.
No, YouTube short.
A YouTube short.
59.8 seconds.
Although I think in order to use the vertical format, one of us will have to leave.
No, we can shuffle. Perfect. Then 59 seconds.
Sure.
It would have been easier in the Motorsport Games fiasco, but everything's on the up right now. Like everything has a swing, an air of positivity. Well, apart from the DDoS attacks, but
Yeah, I think you're right.
things felt like sim racing was here at the pandemic and everything's dropping.
Nothing's going down.
No.
Some things are like stalling, but nothing's going down at the moment. So that's good.
What will Rennsport talk about now they can't give out keys? That's the only comment they ever get. Like the comments, they have the amount of replies.
How long? I mean, it's weird. Are we being a bit privileged about the whole Nords thing? Because when Nords got added to ACC, it was like, oh my god, this is the best thing. This is the best addition to the game ever. And then when it gets mentioned that it's going to be added to Rennsport, we're like, waste of time. Why are they doing that? Not even going to be used.
I think it's just we're a bit confused with the focus. I think it's just what like AC. They're now racing 60-car grids there. I think they tested it with 90. Like, what are we at with Rennsport? 24, 20? Like, I don't know. It just feels unfocused. If they want to branch away from the esport thing and go diverse, then they need to add more than one GT4, whatever it is. Like, it feels strange.
Sure.
Feels like they want to do lots of things, but they're not. Then they just stop doing them. Like, they don't finish them, and then they go and like the track builder. Have you ever seen anyone build a track? Can you build tracks?
Well, of course, no one has built the Rennsport built Orchard Road. Who are they kidding?
No, they didn't. They got it off the AC mod.
well, no, but they still built the track.
Oh, okay.
Like, sure, it wasn't an original design from them, but
I
like,
can use tracing paper as well, you know.
yeah. Yeah, it's not the same as AC, where like actual community people are building stuff. No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, cool. So I think that pretty much rounds us out. So thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back next week for the late Apex. But for now, me and David will say goodbye, and hopefully you enjoy your next week of sim racing, and we'll see you very soon.
Ciao, ciao.